Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be talking about shadow worker before light worker. So if we're taking a look at shadow and then we're taking a look at light, this is really the format about why we came to this planet. Now in regards to many people who I've worked alongside since 2008, people who I've met, people who I wanted to work alongside with, a lot of it has always been more so of the light worker energy. And again, this is commendable because many of us who come into this reality have come from many different dimensions, different planes, different realms that were all about love, all about light, all about that type of energy that we're so familiar with. When we come into this plane, it is so dense, it is so dualistic. There's so many programs, there's so many different forms of conditionalities that exist within this reality. And so we really want to feel that, yes, we're working on behalf of the light. We want to be a light worker. We want to bring in positive energy. We want to really open our hearts up, wear our hearts on our sleeve, and being able to share this with the world. That is very, very commendable. And yes, that is indeed what we're here to do. However, we're not born into a planet, which represents Earth here. We're not born into a planet of light. We're born into a planet that represents duality. We are split down the middle, and we have these segregations of black and white. We have shades of gray throughout Earth. So there is a dilution that is happening here. If indeed we were part of a world that was all about light, all about love, all about peace, where everybody was able to move into that particular type of alignment naturally, we would absolutely be light workers. That's no problem, no doubt about that at all. We would have just such great community, we have people getting along, we would understand the connection of interconnectedness, of oneness, of togetherness. That would be our goal, is just to continue to be the light that's already there. That's not our goal here. That's not our goal here at all. We were born into shadow, a lot of us. And so looking into the idea of shadow, what you want to really look at when you are awakening is being able to notice the ideas of injustice, the ideas to where you feel that all of these particular systems, these conditionalities that exist, are present, they are here, and they require us to solve it. There has been an apathy relating to the idea of the spiritual movement in regards to New Age philosophy. Just when I really just started to get more into my awakening, I was saying to myself, I don't want to consider myself a New Ager. I don't want to consider myself a light worker because that's not what I'm here to do. I want to work together in my own behest through my reality to bring about some great transformation. And I can only do that through me, through example. I didn't prefer the idea of the New Age concepts or the idea of a light worker or the idea of a star seed. All of that, they're pretty names, but none of us really are on that pure level of light. We're not 100% light. We are here in the body. We're physicalized. We're going through dualistic situations. We're moving into drama. We're looking into all these things because we're here to look into the shadows. And this is what it is to be a shadow worker. It's no longer about the idea of apathy. It's not about being apathetic. That's really what a lot of the New Age typical traditions teach. Just bury your head under the rug. That's all. Don't worry about this. Just keep smiling. Rainbows, whiskers on kittens, love and light. That's it. That's all you got to be. You got to be positive. Positive. Doesn't matter how horrible you see things around you. Just keep smiling. Right? No, because all that is apathy. You're just creating a type of apathy for yourself. These situations that you are encountering that feel unsettling, that seem very, very uncomfortable, that seem distressing, are being attracted to you for a reason. Right? They're happening because they are your shadows. They are basically the result of you putting your head under the carpet or burying your head in the sand for so very long. Because we just want to swish it away. We want to swish it away. We've created the idea of spirituality as an identity. And the identity is feeling that, just positive, love, and light. That's all I'm going to think. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to sit on my couch and meditate. And I'm just going to go la 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 and juggle rainbows all day long. Right? Okay, that's your choice, but that's not being a light worker, right? That's not even looking into the idea about how you are transforming light, how redirecting light comes together. What we are here to do is, again, to become, firstly, a shadow worker. Before you can become a light worker, the shadow work must be done. Well, what does that mean? That means being able to look into what you feel you have neglected. Because basically what a lot of the typical New Agers do is they look into their shadows and they cast them off. They cast off their shadows, and these shadows simply remain within the corners of life. They feel like children who have basically been neglected by their parents because they're too hideous to look at, or they don't serve in regards to what you want to be in regards to a pure being. But pure beings don't ignore things. They don't create apathy relating to their own inadequacies. If you truly want to be a pure being, it's about being able to admit through yourself what is inadequacy, what is my vulnerability, as I've talked about in previous videos. That the shadow worker is willing to embrace their shadows. That they realize that they've cast off versions of themselves, and that those versions of themselves have huddled into corners. And that every now and then, they'll come back. Have you forgiven us yet? Hey, we're talking to you. Hey, we want attention. And so, it's going to start transforming through your reality as something that may represent an extreme. Okay? You're not going to look into becoming a light worker if all you want to do is remain apathetic and allow your shadows to constantly breed. And that comes to the idea of ignoring the shadows, casting them aside. I don't want to look at them. They're horrible. Get them away from me. No. I serve the light, so shadows are evil, right? And that's the whole idea. By saying shadows are evil, you're just referring to yourself as evil, because everything that is on this planet in regards to expression, we created. We're a part of that. We manifested those particular forms into beings, into consciousness, into something that reflects in our reality. We can see them through people, we can see them through events, we can see them through environment. It's there. That's what's happening here. So when you're looking into the idea of being a shadow worker, you are opening yourself up to looking at the face of fear. You're being able to look into that particular energy of shadow and realize that you have been the creator of that particular shadow. It's something that you haven't preferred. So now you are looking into that shadow and saying, I accept that this shadow is part of me. And I'm going to feel the emotions that come into me, eventually liberating this and merging it back into my being. Nothing needs to be discarded. Look at the universe. The universe discards nothing. It doesn't look at the idea of saying, oh, that's crap, and throw it away. No. It realizes that everything is connected as a whole. Everything is one. Everything is interconnected. Same thing with us. If we truly want to look at the idea of balance, balance itself doesn't discard. Balance itself doesn't judge. Balance itself doesn't go into apathy. Balance itself looks into all its pieces and is able to bring them together into a harmonic convergence, into a divine alignment. That's it. That's what we're here to do. And it's not about having to be light worker this and light worker that, right? It's really being able to look into shadow work this and shadow work that, because that's what's going to be able to transcend the dilution to where all that exists in remaining is light. That is where you become a light worker, is when light itself becomes your path, because you're not afraid to look at your shadows. And those of us that have been doing this for quite some time, that are still working on it, realize that there will still be shadows for us to work on. Certainly with my case, there's quite a few shadows that I have, and that's kind of an understatement, that I'm still working on as well too. That's why I don't really consider myself a light worker. I consider myself a shadow worker, being able to work with a lot of different shadows. There's quite a bit that I'm still working on, that I'm still realizing that are there, and that's the thing, is that I won't realize that a lot of these shadows will come up until I actually see them, until something comes together. It says, click, oh my goodness, there's a shadow here. There's something about me that I've just noticed that doesn't feel adequate, that doesn't feel that I have harmonized with its vulnerability. So I take that shadow and say, I'm sorry that it's taken me so long to look at this, but I forgive that aspect, and I want to look at you, and I'm going to work together with you so that we can have convergence, so that we can merge together. We have an amalgamation effect of illumination. That's it, right? And sometimes that will involve very, very heavy emotional states. We're looking back into the reflections of what that shadow is showing us. That maybe when we were younger, we were traumatized in some way. We need to look back into that trauma. We need to look right back into that essence. But this is where people get scared. I don't want to look into that area. I don't want to look into that memory. It was so painful. It needs to go back into the closet where it belongs. And as long as you continue to do that, this shadow is going to pop back out of the closet every now and then and tell you, hey, I'm still here. Don't forget about me. I'm still here. So you can either keep your head under the rug, keep your head planted into the dirt, and feel that you are going to let apathy be your savior, or you can look into that particular fear. You are really, really starting to dive into your inner courage. You're bringing that inner strength forward, and you're looking at that shadow. Because it's you. It's a memory that you have shrugged off. It's a memory that you have just thrown into a closet, sealed the door, put chains and padlocks on it, and saying, I don't want to see you ever again. It's going to see you. It's going to visit you. And it's going to keep coming back lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime until you decide that it's time to merge with this consciousness, that it's time to merge with this particular type of alignment. That's how we work. This is our creation. That's the energy that we put in relating to that shadow. How is it going to disappear? It's not going to disappear because you've created it. It's for you. Other people may not be able to see it just as you have. In fact, they won't see it in the way that you do at all. They may see it in a different form that they can understand. But they are helping you to help yourself to look into that shadow. That's why we're here on this planet. We are here to do the shadow work. So really looking into the idea, again, of what the New Age movement wants you to believe, in that feeling of, again, just love and light and rainbows and whiskers on kittens, and that's it. Don't worry about stress and abundance, 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 right? Abundance is a wonderful thing, but abundance can come in regards to two different things. It can represent the idea of a hemisphere of negative and a hemisphere of positive. It is abundance nonetheless. You can have an abundance of fear, or you can have an abundance of love. It's all up to you. It's not the whole idea of saying that, life is so great, and here's these stacks of money that's coming in together because what's this telling me? What is it that I feel that I need to attract thousands of dollars? I need to attract millions of dollars. Why? Well, because it represents my greatest expression, does it? I think in that sense it's almost a compensation in certain ways. Money itself can certainly be a way that you can attract a lot of it. But you really need to ask yourself, what is this feeling of over-deserving it? Is it a compensation? Is it something that's basically telling you it's something that you need because there's an inadequacy within yourself? By all means, you can attract a fortune if you feel that it's a part of you. If you feel that this is something that's so great that will allow me to work along my path, for me to express myself, etc., that's great. But again, there's that idea of greed. Greed itself can represent positive abundance. I've seen many conscious entrepreneurs in that particular type of mentality. You can attract millions of dollars, and here's 5 simple steps, etc., etc., etc. And why? What's the whole idea? I certainly don't see myself in that sense in opposition to money. In fact, I do love it. But the whole idea is feeling that there's a shadow work when we try to attract so much money, millions and millions of dollars. Do we even know what millions and millions of dollars feels like, right? And again, that's the whole idea, is that we drive that way towards finances, we drive that way towards career. I want to have the big house, I want to have the big swimming pool in the backyard, I want to have the luxury jet, whatever it is. And that's fine. Again, if that's a part of yourself, and if you feel that's a great way to express yourself, go for it. But the whole idea is that when we really look into, a bunch of this abundance, 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 get more abundance, get more, get more, get more, where are you right now? Where do you feel you are right now? It's not about asking for more. It's not about feeling that you need to work your butt off so much to the point where you are exhausted, right? Give yourself in moderation pertaining to energy as it flows in each moment. So again, if you feel that money represents a very strong signification of where you want to go and what you want to do, you can certainly attract as much as you want because that's a part of you. But if you feel that it's something that's outside of yourself and feeling that you need to attract, and you don't even know what to do with all this money, then that's basically looking at an imbalance as well too. So again, it can certainly come in many different ways relating to these very, very clever shadows, right? So again, look into what you feel you can do on a daily basis to work together with your shadows, to work together with yourself in a state of energetic moderation. The moment will tell you exactly when enough is enough. It's like filling up a glass of water. You know, you're not going to have to constantly pour the water in when it's already reached the brim of the glass and it's now overflowing. Only give what is necessary in the moderation of the moment. And as you do this, this is the power node. This is what will transform you into allowing these attractions to come together because they are meeting the scales of who you are. You're balancing your scales, you're working with your shadows, and you are moving step by step into an alignment that you prefer. Simply because this is how you see yourself as. You don't need to go an extreme to feel that you have to go so far because there's an insecurity about yourself, relating to money, relating to relationships, relating to career, relating to family, whatever it may be. All of that is just looking to balance itself together in moderation. This goes for the people who are workaholics, you know, me included. I'm quite the workaholic, and this is basically the universe saying, hey, pump the brakes a little bit, you know. Only put the energy in what the moment asks you to. So look into the idea of the moderation of energy within the moment. Let that unify. You're just powering up all these little nodes. If it's finances that you want to attract because you see that as a part of yourself and you feel that is going to aid you in regards to what you want to do, then put that in moderation in the moment. That's, again, balancing out the shadows so that the shadows themselves aren't converging on top of you. Only look into regards to balancing the energy within the moment. It's not about underworking as well too, sitting on the couch and just asking for money and not doing anything to attract it. Meditation is a great thing, it certainly is, but the whole idea is that everything in regards to how you are asking, how you are receiving opportunity, and allowing that abundance to come together doesn't come from meditating on the couch. Meditation on the couch represents a focus. It can represent a focus. It can also represent a stillness, a beingness in that state. So you are utilizing the idea of meditation to form and postulate focus and bringing clarity to a situation. Now that there's clarity through meditation, now you take action. Now you use your legs. Right? Now you get up and you visit the world. You experience the world. And now manifestations start to come together. Now opportunities are coming your way, and it's about continuing to walk that fine line for opportunity, for where it decides to take you. That's it, and this is how we work together with our shadows as well. We are attaining to gain clarity pertaining to what the shadows are telling us. So as long as we can look into what the shadows are attempting to tell us, then we are able to gain that clarity, and now we can take action. We can express the emotions. We can do the action needed to feel that we are merging together with the shadow in forgiveness. And that is the light worker moment, is when you're finally bringing illumination together, liberation together. But in the earlier stages, it's about working with the shadow. So looking into becoming a shadow worker is, in fact, on here, on Earth, much more important than being a light worker. So that's just a little bit of conscious food for thought in that particular way. So thank you very much for watching this video. Any questions relating to this video, please feel free to contact me, info@consciousmatrix.com. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste, and may it be well with you. Take care. Goodbye.